They are so tangy and comes along with the afternoon snack. Hi, my name is Kyle and welcome to Wide Campus News and Entertainment. And today, we're going to show you for this recipe is homemade lemon bars. First, you want to preheat your oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure the oven will be nice and hot. You got to take a square pan has to be only 8 inches. You're going to make sure to line 2 sheets of parchment paper, that way for easy to lift it. You're going to take 3 lemons, you're going to zest it, roll it, cut it, and squeeze it. One zest is going to do the shortbread crust, and the other 2 is going to go on for the custard. Alright, we're going to start with the shortbread crust. We're going to combine 1 4 cups of all-purpose flour. We're using unbleached, you can use the enriched one. Then we're going to put in a 4 cup of powdered sugar. And a zest of 1 lemon. Then we're going to put the lid on. Then we're going to poach this quickly until a nice and vibrant color. And now I'm going to put a stick of unsalted butter has been brought to room temperature, and we quickly cut it into just a little cubes. This is a lot easier to soften up the butter. Then I'm going to keep pulsing to cutting all the butter until you get a nice soft dough. Alright, always have to make sure to scraping down on the sides. We like to use a spoon. And we're going to keep pulsing until a nice soft dough. Alright, the crust is ready. After we're scraping down the sides using with a spoon to keep pulsing all the way, instead of soft dough, it just resembles coarse crumbs. Then I'm going to put it into the prepared pan, and I'm going to firmly pack it. We just plop the dough into a prepared pan and gently pack it down on the bottom to spread it all the way around to the edges. Now you want to bake it for 15 minutes until lightly brown while making the custard. Now we're going to make a custard. In a large bowl, we're going to combine 1 cup of granulated sugar. I'm going to add a zest of 2 lemons. A 4 cup of all-purpose flour. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And a 4 teaspoon of kosher salt. I'm going to whisk it together first. You're going to break all the flour, the cornstarch, the baking powder, and the salt, also the zest. Now we're going to add 4 large eggs, half that at room temperature. And a half a cup of lemon juice has been just squeezed. And so you're going to whisk it all the way until you get a nice custardy layers. So that's going to go for the custard. While we're waiting for the crust, it's just bake in the oven for 15 minutes. Then we're going to quickly take it out. We're going to finish whisking over, and it's going to turn nice and custard. Look how colorful pale. You see that we keep whisking all the way around to get very nice and frothy together. And look how bright colorful. Alright, it's just like a beautiful cake batter. Alright, now we're ready to assemble. We're going to take out the crust, it's just been ready. You can see the shortbread crust just nice in color. Now you're going to quickly pour the custard into the hot crust. And you usually get a lot all the way. Well, it looks like it's almost all the way under the pan. Hopefully that will work. We're going to be turning it back in the oven for remaining 35 minutes. Make sure to wear oven mitt while the pan is still hot. Alright, it looks done. After 35 minutes, we're going to take it out of the oven. We're going to put it on a wire rack. Now, if you notice the custard's got crack on top, can you see all those cracks? That's where we kept baking over in the oven, but we have to figure it out. We're going to put it on a wire rack and let it cool at room temperature for 1 hour. After 1 hour, you got to cover tightly with some plastic wrap, and you're going to chill it into the refrigerator for 2 hours. Alright, it's been after 2 hours. We took it out of the refrigerator. We're going to remove some plastic wrap. Now, if you want to run it out with it by a knife, you can go ahead to move it all and loosen it. That's kind of a lot easier. Alright, going to lift it up from the pan. See, we do it slowly. It came out really easily. And I'm going to place it onto the cutting board. Then we're going to peel the parchment off the edges. And then we're going to dust it with some powdered sugar on top. Alright, after we just dust it with powdered sugar on top, now we're going to cut it into squares and see how it looks. We like to use the guide to mark down all the way from the top before cutting it. Alright, let's give it a big chop. Oh, there we go. This is when it looks. Alright, we're almost there. Alright, we just finished cutting into the squares. We're going to give you a closer look for the custard. It looks like it turns really cakey. But we're going to give this a try. I'm going to put it on a platter after we just cut. And here's the finished homemade lemon bars. Isn't that delicious? If you guys are interested for more recipes, let us know in the comments below. We'll always be for sharings. Always remember to give it a big thumbs up for everyone. As always, enjoy. Did you enjoy this video? Let us know in the comments what you think about this. Check out these other recipes from In the Kitchen with Worldwide Campus on this playlist. Then be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified for our latest videos.